Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Style to Impact Live. If you're joining me live, thank you very much for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much for coming back and listening to today's conversation. Before I get into the topic of the day, I want to take a moment to for us to pause and to reflect. It's what I called my wellness check-in. If you are part of my LinkedIn community here, you know that I start all of these conversations with a wellness check-in to see how you're doing, to see what is it you need to intentionally show up for yourself this week, this moment, today, tomorrow. Because I think it's important that we take a moment to pause and to reflect and to touch base with how we're feeling to truly identify what is it we need and how do we go forward with the goals that we have. If you're new to this space, I'm Salida Roberts. I'm the founder of Style to Impact. And I truly believe that representation is not just you being in the room or having a seat at the table, but it's definitely also how you show up. One of the things that I have my clients do whenever they're considering working with me is to complete what I call my personal style audit assessment form. And one of the questions that I ask is, what is your sentiments about your personal style? And 9 out of 10 times, part of the response to that question is, I don't like fashion and I don't want to start. Right? How many times have you even said that to yourself? Like when you think about styling, you think about getting dressed, it's like, oh, I'm not into fashion. I'm really not into fashion. And as a result, it makes it difficult for you to get dressed, right? Because there's this idea if you're to look put together and to go shopping, to get dressed and all of that, you have to be into fashion. My personal belief, and this is how I define and this differentiate between style and fashion. For me, fashion is trends, right? It's every season we see a new set of trends being launched, whether or not that's the colors, the different colors, patterns, style. I mean, who remember those tiny purses, like those mini purse? I'm like, what is that? That was fashion, right? It wasn't functional. It wasn't about functionality. It wasn't about having something in your wardrobe that is timeless and will last you a long time, because you literally could not hold anything in those bags. And on the other side, style for me, it's about self-expression. It's about a way of telling the world who you are. And that is what I work with my clients with. That's what I teach them, how to dress themselves to say something, to create that packaging that says, you know, based on their message and their personal brand in terms of how they want to show up. And definitely as a way, using style as a way of dressing themselves to represent more of who they are, right? And how they're showing up. And that's how I differentiate fashion from a style. And I think most persons in the conversations that I've gotten into with my clients, there's this misconception that, oh, they have to follow the trends, right? And they have to be up to date and have to have all the current pieces in their closet in order to dress, to look put together and to have a very stylish look. And the reality is you don't, right? You absolutely don't. I remember when I used to travel to the US for vacation, and my sisters, I would go shopping with my sisters. I'm like, and they're like, oh, buy that. I'm like, nope, I'm not buying anything that's just for a season, right? I'm not buying something because it's trending right now. Whatever I'm purchasing, whatever I'm adding to my closet needs to go beyond the times, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, that was yesterday's style and it's not relevant today. For instance, this color that I'm wearing, this was like a trending color all of 2022. I'm seeing it a little bit less, but it's still part of that trending color in 2023. But I went back into my closet and I realized that way back in 2016, 2015, there are pieces in my closet similar to this color, right? And so at the time when I would have purchased that, that was the same mindset. I'm not buying anything that's trending. The color felt right on me when I put it on. I felt great in it. I loved the color. And as a result, I purchased it then. And that's why I'm purchasing it now, because it's not a trending, though you're seeing it all around and it feels like it's trending, it feels like it's a fashion statement piece, it's still a timeless piece, because part of my personal brand is about colors, right? It's about wearing colors and feeling great wearing colors. So having this color that feels great on me in my wardrobe is just an additional piece that feels great on me, that I don't have to think about, oh, this is no longer going to be in style. So I want you to think about how I just explained and describe and define for you the difference between fashion and style. And when you're thinking about refreshing your wardrobe, you're thinking about defining your personal style, think about it that way. And I wanted to just touch on a little bit more when it comes to that style component, because it's part of your self-expression, is part of who you are that's coming out, right? And some of it has to do when you put together your looks and you're getting dressed. Some of it has to do with, you know, your future self, the rooms and the spaces that you want to go into. And so you're projecting that position and that level of confidence to show I am ready for, you know, if for whether or not it's a promotion at work, or you're ready to take on bigger leadership roles within your company, or take your business to a different level. And so because style is such a personal thing, the article of clothing, like, we can both wear the same piece of clothing. Like, we can both wear this button down shirt that I'm wearing, we can both wear the tie, but it's how we style it and how we wear it that makes a difference, right? And it's one of the reasons why I don't do these are the 10 must have pieces that every woman should own in her closet, because style is very much so personal. And it's a way of, because it's a way of expressing yourself. If we're all wearing the same white button-down shirt, there's no self-expression, right? There's no self-expression. Now, self-expression comes in the way that we style it. For instance, I decided to style this look that I'm wearing today with a tie. Like, that is part of, it's not part of my signature, but it's part of my personal expressions, that I love ties, I love statement necklaces, I love scarves. So it's all within the family of accessories that I like. So whenever I'm getting dressed, nothing feels out of the way. Another way that we can all have the same set of article of clothing and style it differently as a way to express ourselves is, you might have seen on my LinkedIn, if you're following me, if you're following my content, that I recently volunteered with TEDx Atlanta, where I was the lead Sherpa. And the uniform, volunteer uniform, was for main event days that we had to wear all black. So we were given a black t-shirt with We Rise on the top, TEDx Atlanta, and it's in white. And the bottoms, the choice of bottom that we were required to wear ideally needed to be black. That was it. It was all black, black t-shirt, black bottoms, and the bottom was totally up to you, whether or not you wear jeans or whether or not you wear dress pants. I chose a wide leg, high-waisted dress pants because I don't wear jeans. It's just who I am. That's my personal style. And I paired that with these white sneakers that I got because I'm trying something new. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, as well as and adding my personal touch for me was where I paired it with a scarf. It was a black and white polka dot scarf. If you go on my page, you will see a photo of me in that look. And that for me is how I brought my personality and my style to it, right? So we all wore the same black outfit, but we each had our own way of expressing ourselves through that. And so that's what I want you to keep in mind, right? It's not, you don't have to like the trends. It's not about liking the trends, but it's how do you use the pieces that you add in your closet to really reflect who you are and the spaces that you're going into and the message that you want to communicate. So here are three things that I want you to keep in mind when it comes to your style. When it comes to defining your style, when it comes to owning your style, when it comes to reflecting your personal style through the clothes that you wear and how you're putting together the looks. The first thing that you need to consider is you have to get clear on what your personal style aesthetics and preferences are. What do I mean by that? When it comes to your personal style aesthetics, I look at it in relation to your style archetype, right? Is your personal style going to be casual? Is it going to be classic? Is it going to be creative? Is it going to be dramatic and bold? Like, how would you define your personal style? What does that look like for you? And what is your preference within that personal style aesthetics? So, let's say, for instance, your personal style aesthetics is that you want to have a smart, casual look. And so, your preferences for putting together outfits and building your wardrobe to depict a smart casual look will be, maybe you decided like me that instead of wearing jeans you're going to wear dress pants, or and you're going to wear skirts. Like, those are your two main bottoms. For tops, you may have decided, okay, you feel more confident and comfortable in t-shirts and a blazer, and so that is your personal style, where you're saying for your smart casual look, it's going to be dress pants or a skirt, and you pair that with a t-shirt and the blazer. Now, how do you bring more of your personality to that? Then you may decide, because all blazers are not the same, right? They're different colors, they're different cuts, they're different styles. So you may decide the blazer that I want to add to my closet are double-breasted blazer, and they must be bold colors, and they must have maybe some form of button detail, like gold buttons or silver buttons, no black buttons, right? And that's how you really get clear on your personal style and your personal style preference, because once you narrow your preferences down, where is it? So when you narrow your preferences down, you'll know that, if you walk into a store and right now trending is wrap dresses, and wrap dresses first of all is not your thing. Wrap dresses is not your thing. You will never buy or get overwhelmed when you see the trends just keep repeating itself with wrap dresses, because that's not your personal style preference. And the way that you are getting dressed, it's not your style aesthetics is not one that includes dresses, right? You also want to think about, when you're getting clear on your personal style aesthetics and preference, you want to get clear on what does it look like, right? And that's going back to what I said, when you're thinking about dresses over skirts, or skirts or dress pants over jeans, and you have a vision for it, right? Where I said smart casual, where you're going into client meetings, or you're going into just running errands, or you're going into work because you work in a hybrid situation, or you're running your business and you're meeting with clients. It's like on relaxed days, what does that look like? What do you want to wear, right? Have a vision for it. And a great way of creating your vision, of knowing what your style looks like and how you want it to look and feel, is to start looking for persons that closely display the style that you're looking for. You're looking for inspiration. You can do that whether or not that's on someone, maybe a movie series, a television show, or a movie that you're watching, that you really like the way the main character dresses, and so they're looking at that. It's like, what are some of the pieces that you like? What are some of the ways that you, based on the way they're dressing, that you like? Maybe you like the way that they pair colors. Maybe you like the way that they style blazer looks for work, right? Whatever that is, create a clear vision as to what it is and write that down. Find inspiration on Pinterest, on, as I said, in the television shows or maybe movies that you've watched, and make a clear note of that. The second thing that you want to do, and keep in mind, the things that I want you to keep in mind right now when it comes to your personal style is in no particular order. So you don't have to start with getting clear on your personal style and then go through the tips. These are the thing. These are a few of the things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to your personal style, right? So the second thing is that one of the things I have my clients do is to think about 3 words that they want to use that really define and embodies how they want to feel in their clothes and the message that they want to send. This is really going to help you with clearly defining your personal style and your preferences and your aesthetics and the colors that you want to wear and the patterns and prints that you want to incorporate, right? Clearly defining that, just the same way, similar to how you would build your website, where you create your brand identity and you decide what colors you want to use, what graphics you want to use. It's the same way that you would think about the way that you're getting dressed and the things that you're adding in your closet, is to have those 3 words, right? Because that's going to eliminate so much fatigue, so much frustration, because if something doesn't align with your 3 words. So let's say, for instance, one of your word is that you want to be bold. And this is how you know whether or not your wardrobe is in alignment with who you are and how you're showing up. If one of your word is bold, that's your word. That's your word for your brand. That's your word for your message. That's how you want to show up. That's how you want to be seen. And that's how you want to feel. But in your closet, it's strictly neutrals, black, brown, gray. Then that's that's how you see that misalignment. But if your word is bold, that means you're going to start adding colors into your closet. You're going to start wearing colors, right? And you're going to be more attracted to colors whenever you're shopping or whenever you are looking for inspiration or new trends are on the horizon for the season. You automatically will gravitate to the pieces that speak to how you want to feel and look in the clothes that you wear. And so the third thing that you want to do is, and this one is super, super important, right? It's the only way that you can have the personal style that you want. This is the only way that you're going to be able to dress to represent yourself and show up in a bold way, is to be consistent, right? One of the things that we do, if we don't like something, if we are not comfortable with doing something, if we are unsure of how to do it, or we're afraid to make mistakes, we'll try it one time and it's like, okay, maybe try it once, twice, and it's like, no, you know what? I don't have the time nor energy for this. You have to, one, be consistent and shift your mindset. You have to shift your mindset to say, this is a habit that I'm developing, right? This is a habit that I'm developing in terms of how I want to represent myself, right? How do I want to show up for myself, and put more effort into showing up for yourself. It's not about what's trending right now. It's not about who's wearing what and what pieces you should add to your closet based on what the internet is telling you. But being consistent and showing up for yourself is, how do you want to represent yourself, right? And do that every single day. I've been asked this question, like, Salida, do you get dressed every day? I do. I do get dressed every single day. I have a uniform for my Fridays. My Fridays are typically when I do networking, when I'm, doing one-on-one calls with people that I'm connecting with on the internet. And that's more of my casual day. I've deemed it my casual day, and I know what my uniform looks like. I may be wearing a t-shirt and a scarf or a necklace, something bold to bring more life to that t-shirt. But on days that I have clients, or on days that I'm doing speaking engagements, there's a little bit more that I add to that. And it's more so for me. And so every single day that I'm getting dressed based on the activities that I'm doing and the message that I want to communicate, the consistency is there. I gave you an example. I'm not, you probably can relate to this. Like, I don't like social media. I really don't like social media. I don't like the idea that it's like you have to show up every single day you're creating content and you just present in this digital world. Like sometimes I just want to disconnect, right? And I do disconnect whenever I feel like it's necessary. But because I don't like social media, I know that I have to be consistent in the way that I show up. I can't show up today and then decide I'm going to show up 3 months from now or a week from now and then expect my audience to remember me, to be engaged with me, to want to work with me. I cannot expect that. I have to show up consistently, not only for as a reminder to myself that this is a way for me to build my brand, this is the way for me to get opportunities, whether or not that's speaking engagements or working with clients. I have to be consistent in showing up for myself. And so I want you to take the same strategy when it comes to getting dressed. Once you're consistent every single day, and you don't have to, as I said, you don't have to every single day just to, as a form of exaggeration here, wear a three-piece suit. Like you don't have to do that every day. Once you just have to dress in a way that truly represents you and the message that you want to send. And that is what those two things that I suggested earlier, strategies that I suggested earlier would help you to remain consistent, right? It's because you're clear on what your personal style is, your personal style, aesthetics, and preference. And then, of course, you know what are those three words that you want to use, in terms of how you want to feel in your style and what you want your appearance, what message you want your appearance to send to your audience. So be consistent. I was going to share with you 3 strategies, and that was get clear on your personal style, aesthetics, and preference. Your 3 words that you want to use to how you want to look and feel in your clothes, and of course to be consistent. But I think I'm going to leave you with a 4th strategy, and that's using the power of your phone to create a digital lookbook. It's something that I encourage my clients to do whenever we work together, is to snap a photo of the looks that you have created. Whenever you get dressed, take a photo of it, create a file on your phone or your Google Drive that says outfit ideas that I love and outfit ideas that I don't like. So for instance, if you got dressed in something and you put it on, you took a photo of it, you saved it, but then you went to your function and all day you're either pulling or tugging at your clothes, that photo should go into, nope, we're not going to wear that again. If it's something that you love and you got a lot of compliments on, you feel fantastic in, save that to your I love file. What happens there is that if you're going to another event, let's say you wore, for instance, I wore this on camera and this looks great, this feels great for me, I took a photo of it, I can then take this outfit to an in-person networking event, right? So I don't have to think about, oh, I have a networking event to go to. They said wear bold, fun colors. I don't have to think about, oh, what should I wear? It's like, oh, here's one idea. Maybe I'll change, but it takes away some of that decision fatigue when it comes to deciding what I should wear, how I should pair different looks together. Is just taking a photo of the look and rinse and repeat. You may change your hairstyle, you may change how you accessorize it, but the general makeup of the outfit will look the same, and that will save you so much time. Let me know in the chat if that bonus tip was as game changer as I know it to be, not only for myself, but also for my clients, right? Fantastic. Yeah, definitely do that, because it does help to, as I said, eliminate some of the frustrations when it comes to what you're wearing. So let me know in the chat how you feel about that. For those of you who are like, okay, I get part of, I don't like fashion, I don't want to, I have no interest in fashion. There's the other side of that says, I need to build up my confidence first in terms of how I feel about myself, how I show up, what I wear, before I can really work on my personal style, or before I can even decide what my personal style is. Here's the thing. You build confidence by doing it. If you want to work on your style, if you want to change how you're dressing and how you're showing up, take those 4 strategies that I shared with you before and start implementing them, right? Because the more that you can implement it, the more that you can dress to represent yourself, the better you will get at dressing, the more confident you will feel in what you're wearing and how you're showing up. It's just a matter of building as you're going along, just being consistent and showing up for yourself, showing up the way that you want to represent yourself, wearing clothes that really connects to you, that tells a story and engages your audience. I promise you that is your secret weapon that you can use to build your brand and get those opportunities that you're looking for. So thank you very much for joining me today. If we haven't connected as yet, hit that connect button here on LinkedIn. Send me a message. Let me know your thoughts on today's conversation. Until next time, remember that representation is not just you being in the room or having a seat at the table, but it's also how you show up. Have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye.